Hey there, welcome back to the fourth Conversations with No One, where I am literally talking to no one as I try to share my experience of living in a state of somewhat non-identification or attachment to duality or my character. The fourth conversations, my conversations with someone, are for topics that come up or interactions that happen in the comment sections of my other videos. And I noticed several people recently commented that during this journey they had moments where they're currently in the moment of wondering if they were going crazy, if they were losing touch with reality. And I absolutely had this as well. In fact, I don't think I'll ever stop checking in with my character to make sure he's still making some sort of sense in the material world. And it seems to me this is a pretty normal part of the process, because the answer is yes. This journey takes us beyond the accepted definition of sanity, and we have to lose our grip on what we think reality is. If this is your path, you're intentionally trying to go out of your mind. But I guess the real question is, how do we know when pursuing this path that we're just not completely delusional? Well, from my experience, I think I can say that we can be absolutely sure that we are delusional because we're alive. If material life is an illusion, then we need to be delusional in order to experience it. So the best question might be, how do we know if our delusion is serving us to experience a life that we would prefer? Is what it comes down to. For me, the answer was to ask myself, and to continue asking myself, a few simple questions. One, am I able to reasonably take care of my physical self to a degree that I can navigate the material world without undue and unnecessary struggle and hardship? Two, am I able to interact with others in a way that leaves a positive wake and causes no harm? Three, am I taking full responsibility for my character and all of the things he thinks and feels? And lastly, number four, does my perspective truly fulfill me and make my dual experience satisfying? If I can answer yes to all of these questions, if all these things are true for me in my experience, then it doesn't matter if we call this insanity. Or maybe better yet, it proves to me that this is a version of sanity that works for me. From my perspective, these days it really seems that just to experience this thing we call being alive is to be insane. Sanity actually seems like an insane concept when you consider we're walking around in these biological bodies full of unstable chemicals, hormones, all of which react unpredictably. They react unpredictably based on a never-ending onslaught of external stimulation that constantly overwhelms our neural processing system. I think it's an absolute miracle this thing can function at all, and it does so by creating this little story about a character that has stuff to do. So feel free to label my experience and perspective in any way you wish. however we interpret it and what we call it has no meaning whatsoever. Well, thanks again for joining me on this beautiful day, and thanks for listening.